Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are back, episode 22 of the Book Buzz, and I am here today with Emily. Hi, Emily. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am great, and I'm excited because one of the things that I always tell students before we film the Book Buzz is make sure you speak loudly because the iPad isn't always great at picking up sound, and she said, I always speak loudly. So that will be perfect for this episode. And I'm really excited because the book that you're sharing today, Ida Always, was one of my favorites this year. And it's actually a book that my wife threw at me after she read it. She didn't really throw it. She kind of tossed it. She had tears streaming down her face. She was crying. She tossed it and she said, why did you make me read this book? Because it is a sad book at times, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what Ida Always is all about.
Gus and Ida have always been together. They are the two polar bears. And Gus and Ida, when Gus finds out that Ida is getting really sick, then he gets really sad and starts helping her.
Yeah. So that's a hard thing because they, like you said, they do everything together, and Gus finds out Ida's getting sick and he has to take care of her, and that's hard, and it's a little bit of a sad story there. But I think it's also a story that teaches compassion, though, too, because he really does take care of her, and I think it shows us, too, how we want to value the time we have with people.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you liked about this book?
I liked how Gus is super nice to Ida when she gets sick, and how Gus helps her through it until she gets really, really sick.
Mm-hmm.
He brings her all of her favorite toys, fan letters. Well, not fan letters, but
like from the people that are at the zoo. Like they know she's sick, so they're writing letters about how they hope she feels better and they're sad for her.
And how he brings her all the treats.
Yes. When you're sick, is there anything that you really like people to bring you when you're sick?
Soup.
Soup? What kind of soup is your favorite?
Probably chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle. Mrs. Grass's chicken noodle. That's my favorite when I'm sick. And Verner's. Verner's. I love Verner's. If you're not from Michigan, maybe you don't know as much about Verner's, but Verner's is huge in Michigan.
It's really good.
Drink Verner's. So this is a great book. It's definitely worth checking out. Very emotional, but also has some good reminders for us in the book. I see you have a book over here for independent reading, Upside Down Magic. I'm not familiar with this series. Can you tell us a little bit about this book?
It is about people in a whole new world that have magical powers of the 5 Fs.
Okay.
Flickers, fuzzies, flyers, flares, and fluxers.
Okay, wow.
Fluxers can change into animals. Flares can make fire. Fuzzies can talk to animals. Flickers can turn invisible. And flyers can fly.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That one I had figured out, that the flyers, that their secret power was flying. Although it would have been funny maybe if their secret power had nothing to do with flying.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
So it's a fantasy story. Are there human characters, or are the characters animals in the story?
They are human characters that can do different abilities.
Cool. And do you know, is it a series of books?
Yes,
I can see this one's book 2. Did you read the first book?
No, I just picked that one up since it was the only one I could find.
Okay. And could you jump right into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually not really related to other books.
Okay. So it's one of those series that you can jump in at any book. And still, it did look like I was looking just at the first chapter as we were getting ready to film, and they do a nice little summary of all the powers in the world that they live in. So, well, it looks like a great read. So if you're looking for a new fantasy story, Upside Down Magic is one you might want to check out. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you being on the episode today.
Thank you too, Mr. Bailey.
All right.